Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is for a software engineer. This resume is garbage, and I know this because they told me their ratio, and the ratio is how you can tell if your resume is good or garbage. A good resume gets 1 interview per 50 applications minimum. Anything lower than that, phenomenal. Anything higher than that, terrible. And when people follow my advice, they get 1 interview per 7 applications. So this person, it gets them over 150 applications to get a single interview for a software engineer role. So I am here to I am sick, so my brain is not fully working, but I am going to review this and tell you why it works and why it doesn't. The first thing I know that it doesn't work is they did not pick a stack. Software engineer hiring is broken down into stacks. Will you find agnostic roles, like tech stack agnostic roles? Yes. Will you actually be able to find them? No. They exist, but in such small number that they're not worth talking about. So you need to pick a stack. And the stacks are front end, full stack, back end, Java, back end, Python, back end, C#.net, and AI engineer. Also technically embedded, but that's more embedded than software. So if you do not pick one of these 6, you are not going to be able to get a job. And this person did not pick it because hiring is, well, tech stack based. So I am going to assume that this person is a full stack dev. Are they? I don't know. But that's too bad because you did not tell me. So what do we need for a full stack dev? And I do more than tech, by the way, but right now the tech market is in the toilet. So most of the resumes sent to me are tech, and full stack is the most common of those. So we need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, RESTful API or REST API, SQL, any cloud, backend, Python, C#.net, React, React.js, Angular, Node.js, Vue.js, DevOps, CI/CD, Agile, and Git. So we need to find those, and I only have 20 seconds. If I cannot find it in 20 seconds, it does not count. So can this recruiter who is sick find this in 20 seconds? Probably not, because they get 150 plus to 1, which is a terrible ratio. And, you may be like, well, hold on, Lee, this isn't fair. You're sick. But shouldn't you be reviewing this at peak health? No, because the person reviewing your resume might be sick. They might be tired. They might be distracted. And if your resume is good enough to get past a recruiter that has a headache and has not slept well in the last 3 days, then guess what? It's a great resume. So 20 seconds on the clock. And go. This doesn't matter. The formatting is atrocious. This doesn't matter. Lead intern team of 4 developers. This doesn't matter. Utilize React.js and Express. Okay. Scalable front end with SQL. That's actually good. So for this is a hot dog. Redesign and implemented role-based hot dog. And time. So this does not have anything I want. And remember, it's not just me. It's not just Lee being mean. This is every single hiring manager and recruiter is telling this person their resume sucks. So why is this resume garbage? Well, first things first, their formatting is bad. You want your resume to look like this. This is the format you want to use. It is in the link below. The entire purpose of formatting is to make it legible. That is it. There is no other purpose in your format besides easy to read. And this is very hard to read. Second thing is relevant coursework is never relevant. I don't think I've ever seen relevant coursework change somebody's mind. The one exception to that being, I think, PhD level, because that's a little bit different, but your coursework doesn't matter. And now the next thing you're about to say is, Lee, what are you talking about? They had all of this stuff right here in the skills section, but you skipped over it. Why did you skip over the skills section? The skills section has everything. Well, skill sections are garbage. They cannot be used. Recruiters are not keyword hunting. We are qualification hunting. And the difference between a keyword and a qualification is the difference between you getting hired and you getting rejected. So what is a keyword? Well, a keyword is not what the hiring team calls it, but everybody else besides those in hiring. It's essentially this stuff. It's something that the hiring team needs. So DevOps, React, SQL, those are keywords. Now, what is a qualification? A qualification is 4 things. And if you do not have all 4 of those things, you do not have that qualification. First, is a keyword, right? Keywords are a part of qualifications. Then it is how you used that keyword. And then the non-technical business reason you used that keyword and where you used that keyword. And because skill sections do not have the how, the why, or the where, they do not count as qualifications. And again, recruiters are qualification hunting, not keyword hunting. If we were keyword hunting, this resume would be getting interviews left and right. But it is not. So this does not count. Then we get down to here, and this is filled with hot dogs. So I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant and you're like, I'd like a cheeseburger. And the waiter says, all right, let me go back, get you a cheeseburger. So the waiter comes back and they said, here's your cheeseburger, but it's not a cheeseburger. It's 3 hot dogs with cheese. And he'd be, excuse me, I think there's been a problem. I wanted a cheeseburger. This is 3 hot dogs with cheese. And they said, no. A hot dog has meat like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns like a hamburger. And a hot dog can have cheese like a hamburger. So when you wanted a cheeseburger, what you really meant were these hot dogs. And you would look at them like they were crazy and you would walk away. Because that is the exact problem with this. Led intern teams of 4 developers in the creation of a client-side web app for data collection and AI analysis. Cool. That has literally nothing I want. Maybe extra credit for AI, but even then, that's So this is filled with hot dogs and does not count. This utilized, I hate the word utilized, but whatever, I'm not knocking people for that. React.js, okay, good. And Express.js, okay, kind of, to build scalable user front-end, back-end. Again, Express is probably going to be a hot dog. With PostgreSQL, good. Deployed with hot dog, I don't care about this, of user like this part is still a little too technical. Here, like this is what this sentence actually is. Used React.js to build scalable and user-friendly front-end and back-end with a PostgreSQL database for storage of user information. So this is actually not the worst sentence. It only has 2 things I'm looking for, and you want a minimum of 3 per bullet point, a maximum of 6. And it does tell me the non-technical reason, right? Why did you use this? For the storage of user information, right? That's fine. That at least makes sense. The problem is this only has 2 keywords, and I need a minimum of 3, which it does have what I want at least, but this is an okay sentence. Again, this is how you kind of want to write it. Used React.js X, Y, and Z to build user-friendly front ends. In fact, I don't even think you need user-friendly. You just say to build a scalable front end and back end with PostgreSQL database for storage of user information. But I still need more. And then redesign and implemented hot dog. This is a hot dog and does not contain anything I need. And then that's as far as I got in this resume because of the formatting. Because remember, we only have 20 seconds. That's why hot dogs are so detrimental to your resume, is we don't have time. And this is not new, right? Like, yeah, we're in a recession right now and it's harder than ever to get a job. Like, I will be the first to tell you, it stinks to get a job. Like, it's really, really, really hard. Even my advice will work. It will get you close to a 1 in 7 or a 1 in 7 or even less, but it's still not going to be easy. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, this will cure all your problems. No, you're going to have to go through a lot of interviews that are going to get canceled, a lot of roles that are going to get cut off because we're in a recession and it is that hard to get a job right now. That's why these hot dogs are so detrimental. And even before this recession, the 20 seconds was a thing. I started recruiting in 2015 or 2016. I don't remember which. And the 20 seconds was there too. So it's 20 seconds to review your resume is not new. It's been that way for a while. Which is why these hot dogs are so bad. And then boosted client-side rendering speed. Who cares? By integrating AWS, good. I don't care about S3 though. To manage the files of companies. See, this is actually a good why. Now, my problem with this is I don't see enough to move you forward. So there's a misconception that you need 100% of these things to move forward. You don't. You need 75%. But right now, I've scrolled all the way halfway through this resume, and I've only found like 4 or 5 things, and that's not even 50%. So the reason this resume stinks is it does not have what we need. It is filled with hot dogs. The formatting is bad and hard to read. And yeah, that's those 3 things are critical in why you're failing. In fact, those are the 3 things almost everybody gets wrong. Is it the bullet points are, see, the thing that makes me sad about this is your bullet points are not the worst. Normally people don't do the business wise. You did the business wise very well. I really like the business wise. I just need more. I need more of these. I need better sentences that contain what I need, and I need less hot dogs so that I can actually find what I need and you can get a job. So that's all for this resume. Before we go to the next one, I just want to say if anybody needs help on their resume, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST right here on YouTube or on twitch.tv/headless headhunter. And to all of my members who get access to my videos early, thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate it. If anybody wants to join and get access to videos early or just support the channel, they can become a member in the link below. But your support means a lot because I'm a small channel. So thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. And let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a software engineer intern. They said they've only applied to a couple of positions with this resume. They just wanted to get feedback on it. So we do not know if this is good or garbage, but for a software engineer intern, we only need 4 things, which is the same thing we need for every intern, which is degree, a basic knowledge of your tech stack, so language, SQL, cloud, AI, object-oriented programming, the ability to work well with others, that you can take direction and criticism, and that's it. The last 2 are critical. Almost every single intern that gets jobs shows that they can work well with others and take direction and criticism. You need it. You need it. Everybody I've helped get jobs as an intern has had those 2, even if the tech is less impressive. So let's see if this is good or garbage, because we don't know. We don't know the ratio. It's too new. So yeah, let's find out. 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Okay, this is fine. Used HTML and React to build a physics platform. Students, okay, good. Developed a form database using auth hotdog to support. Okay, mid-sentence. Leverage WebSockets, hotdog. Collaborated with 3 teammates to support hotdog, except for get time. Okay, so couple of things. First things first. You don't need to tell me when you started this, right? You do need to tell me that you're still in college. But you can just put this because it's already passed. So May 2025. And then this one, you do want to put August 2025 to 2027. That's fine. So, but you don't need to tell me when you started for this. Second, your first sentence is great. I don't think I have any notes. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keywords, and it tells me exactly what you did, how you did it, and the non-technical reasons. So it's perfect. I have no complaints on the first one. Then we get down to here, and while I do care about PostgreSQL, I don't care about anything else in the sentence. Like, developed a form database. All right, using PostgreSQL. Okay. And integrated auth, don't really care, to support secure management, interactive collaboration. How does that support interactive collaborations? I don't know, when you didn't tell me. It's too broad. Leveraged, never say leveraged. WebSockets and WebRTC to implement a voice chat, collaborations and projects. Again, this is a good why, right? But the 4 parts of a qualification are the how, the why, the where, which you did. You did do the how, the why, the where. You didn't do the what. So this actually has nothing I need right here. And then here you just said collaborated with 3 teammates and used Git for version control to support coordinated development. And that's kind of a mid-sentence on work well with others. I'd rather you said something similar to met weekly with our three teammates using Git for version control to go over each other's code and implement fixes the others has said every week or something like that, right? Like this does not really tell me that you worked with others. This does not tell me that you took direction and criticism. So I just need more. Use C# and .NET malware. Okay, good. Allows user to chat. That's fine. REST API. Again, there's only one. You want a minimum of 3 keywords. This has 1.5, right? 1.5, maybe 1.5. This has 1. This has 0. This has some good ones in the first one. I like it. This has 2. And this doesn't have any. So again, you have enough tech, I think. Even in the first sentence, you have a good amount of tech. The problem I have is you do not tell me that you can work together with others and take direction and criticism. Again, I don't want you to say collaborate with 3 teammates. I want you to say worked with 3 teammates where we went over each other's code, implemented fixes that we criticized it for prior to our next meeting, and ensured we were all working together. Like, I need details. You can't just shoehorn in take direction and criticism. It's pretty easy to put in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You need to actually give me details about how you work together with others. So, does this pass? No. Is this going to take forever to fix? Probably not. There's only a couple of sentences that need to be fixed and then just a couple of other keywords you need to plug in. But you did the hard part, which is writing the non-technical wise. You did that perfect. And again, your first sentence, I love it. I wouldn't change. Next, resume. This is the second go of a software engineer intern. So I am going to be extra picky on this particular intern because, again, this is their second chance of doing it. And they stated, it's been about a week since the last review. I've applied to 15 jobs, but got nothing yet. That's not enough sample size. You need to apply to more. I mean, like, yes, I can get most people a 1 in 7, but like, even a 1 in 7, you may not get in 15. Like, that's not how probability works. You need to try to apply to about 50 jobs a week. In those 50, then you'll decide. And after about a week or two, because maybe you just get super unlucky the first week, but the second week you have the normal one. So, let's see. I also did not get rejections, just no response. Yeah, there's not going to be data after a single week yet. I just want to make sure the resume is good, as I can have it till July hits when Fang opens up. I have fall internships, nothing crazy. Wish me luck and roast me freely. So 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Formatting is off there. Worked in a team of engineers in agile sprints, implemented ideas for product managers with TypeScript and enhance user retention rates. Developed full stack internal using Node.js, REST, Docker, interactive teams, improve cost availability and resource management for leadership. Good. Communicated with to create personal surfing experience with to improve newsletter efficiency. All right. And time. Your first sentence is mid. Also, your formatting is kind of off. This may just be because you removed it for this, but yeah, your formatting is a little off here and a little off here. I don't know what's off about that, but it is. So, worked in a team of engineers and for product management, user retention rate. So I want to be clear. Working with others and taking direction and criticism is important. It doesn't necessarily need to be your first bullet point, though. I would actually put the worked in a team into this one down here, right? And I would say instead, see, I'm still, I don't like this first sentence because it doesn't give me enough details. Like, I'd rather you say created a X, right? What did you create? I don't know. Created an X using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Next, in an AWS environment to blank. But the problem I have, again, here is what what did you actually create? I don't know what your product was. And again, I'm being very picky here, but this is your second time. What did you actually create? I don't know. What ideas was it? I don't know. I'd rather you just state what you did down here, and you don't need to say full stack is created a internal analytics platform using TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Next.js, and AWS to improve resource management for leadership. See, it's still slightly too technical. And I also don't see that you can take direction and criticism. Right? Like, obviously, this shows you can work together with others, but I'd rather you have this bullet point be the work together one and this one be the one that shows what you've done in the product, because I don't actually know what you've done in this product. And I think that's a big thing, because the second bullet point is an internal analytics platform, but the first one is user retention rates. So you need to describe this better. And your text should be in the first half of the bullet. Right? You should say created a blank using TypeScript, JavaScript, blah, 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 for X, rather than worked in a team of engineers to implement product manager with blah, 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 blah. So that's my big problem with this. And then this only has one communicate. Again, this is good, but you've already mentioned that you can work well together with others. I still don't see anything involving direction and criticism. Yeah, so I want you to go back to some of these bullet points, and I would like you to make the first one here. This one is about the product. This one is about working together with others in direction and criticism. This one is about, well, AI, and maybe you can throw in CI/CD pipelines or something. So that's how I'd like that to be for this. And then for the first sentence, you need to tell me what your product was, because I still don't know. I understand you made an internal analytics platform, but it doesn't read like this is the internal analytics platform. And let's see. And then this. Taught Java and generated students by writing code together using GitHub pipelines. We're receiving mentorship advice from senior instructors. See, this is good. And if anything, you may just want to remove this bullet point entirely and wrap it into the second one about AI, so that this goes first, so that they see, yeah, you've been there for a bit. That's fine. Also, you've only been there for June. It is June. You don't need 3 giant bullet points for a job you've been at for literally less than a month at the time of recording. Yeah. Taught together, writing code. Yeah, okay. So that's what I need you to do. All right. Delete this. Wrap one of the LLMs are already here. You already have LLM token use. That's fine. And then here, I would like you to put Java, Python, and generative AI to students. Here we go. And then the stuff. Okay, yeah, there's just a lot of weird minor issues with this. So to students, and then this will be a second sentence that you will put here. Boop. So the stuff in red, while the first one will be taught Java, Python, SQL, and generative AI to students while receiving mentorship advice from senior instructors in the form of assessments and guidance to teach students more effectively. And then the second bullet point, you'll have a little bit more of the code stuff that you taught. So this is what I would like you to do, because this will help you out a bit. Again, it's not a terrible resume, but this is part of the problem with it, is it's too vague on what you've actually done, does not tell me the direction and criticism, and it's very wordy for a job you've been at for, at a minimum, I'm recording this on the 19th, 19 days. So that's a little weird. You don't need all of this for that. Next resume. This is a resume of a front-end developer. So what do we need for a front-end developer? We need degree, portfolio, React, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, UI, UX, Angular, Next, or Node.js. You don't need all of those, just like 1 or 2. RESTful APIs or REST APIs, AI, CI/CD, REST, own the process from 0 to 1. And this is a critical part, is communicate clearly with designers and product managers about what's feasible and what isn't. You are the person that is going to have to tell them that we cannot have a fully 3D holographic image on their toaster. So yeah, I need to see that you can do that. And then extra credit for SDKs, Vue, Scrum, Agile, and a backend language. So let's see if this person's resume is good or garbage, which I don't think we fully know yet. So yeah, let's check it out. And go. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Engineer responsible interface using React, good material for front stream to improve performance. Nope. Hot dog. Developed integrated REST with queries TypeScript. That's fine. Implemented compromise using test library. Okay. This is not a good resume, but this is not a garbage resume. There's just a lot of hot dogs, but when there's not hot dogs, I actually see what I want. So a couple of things. One, remember, summaries do not matter unless you are explaining you're relocating, switching industries, or alternatively a visa that is not H-1B or OPT, unless it's a approved I-140. This does not count. So you just wasted a lot of space. Then down here, you have a boot camp. It's going to be tough. Let's face it. The days of the self-taught dev are kind of over to a degree, but you at least have a lot of other experience to back it up. And then the architecture is kind of okay. So then we go down to here, and there's one critical error that you really, really, really want to fix is I need the months. Anytime you have a date that's not a project, which projects shouldn't have dates, you need to put the month. Because this could have been December 2024 or January 2024. And the difference between those two is a full year. Same with this. Down here, did you start in December 2022 and left in February 2023? Or did you start in January 2022 and left in December 2023? So there's almost a difference of a full 2 years. So you always want the months. Always. And then these sentences are both good and bad, right? Like, this is too technical and has a lot of hot dogs, right? Again, I want more than this. You only have one keyword here and the rest is a hot dog. And you don't tell me the non-technical reason. But here, like, developed and integrated secure REST, GraphQL, which can be it. That's actually an extra credit. I'd prefer a little bit more. Using TypeScript, data synchronization for user engagement. I like how you wrote it. But again, there's only 2. You know what I don't see in the first 3 bullet points? I don't see JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I need to see JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. You need that. It's so critical for a front-end dev. I don't care that everybody has it. You absolutely need to see TypeScript. You need JavaScript, HTML, CSS. The fact that you don't have that is hurting your chances. And then here, reducing production bugs is kind of a non-technical reason. But again, this only has one keyword I'm looking for. This has nothing. This has 1, 2, and it's a bad Y, so that doesn't count. And configure Docker AWS is okay. Yeah, you have too many bullet points. I don't need this much. You need to condense them because the bullet points only have 1 each. And the one thing I am missing is communicate with designers and product managers about what's feasible and what isn't. I need you to be able to do that. I don't see anything here that would imply that you can talk to a product manager or another user that doesn't know what they're doing and explain this concept to them. And that is something I need. So is this a garbage resume that needs to be deleted? No, there's stuff that's salvageable, but there's also a lot that's bad. This is like a D- resume. So next resume. This is a software engineer intern, so we already know what we need. Can we find it? And is this a good or garbage? And I don't know yet. I haven't applied to anything yet, hoping to land something this cycle. Okay, so this is a fresh one. It looks like they use Jake's resume template, and let me clear the air about Jake's resume template. I think it is a C- resume template. I think that you can do an awful lot better, but you can do a lot worse than Jake's resume format. I prefer mine because I think this is A plus. This still kind of passes, but barely. But again, you can do a lot worse than it. But please use mine. So 20 seconds on the clock. Let's see if this is good or garbage. And go. All right. It's not necessary. Let's see. What? You have two? What? Uh, developed a full stack storefront using JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and React. Good. Browser for self-started PC business. This is irrelevant. You actually ended the sentence. Good. Built an admin page for, again, why is this necessary? Developed a chatbot. That one's fine. I would talk to Dart. And time. Okay, so I'll be honest, you really lost me here. You have 2 bachelors of sciences. Oh, you transferred. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like you overdid this and it made me confused. Don't Who cares if you transferred? No one cares if you transferred. They just care that you're going to a college and you're enrolled. So pick one. Probably the one you've transferred to. Um If they ask about it in the interview, you can tell them, but this is not relevant information. Then your first sentence was almost good. You actually had a good one. Developed a full stack storefront. Good. Using JavaScript, HTML, CSS, React, and Express.js. Supporting online browsing for a self-started PC building business. Perfect. That is the what, the how, the why. And then you ruined it with 25 PCs sold and 5-star ratings across blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. You actually had a perfect first sentence and you ruined it by adding more. So do not have that. Then down here, again, I don't know the non-technical reasons for this. You didn't tell me. The tech is fine, but actually no, I need more. You only have 2. I need 3. And then here, AI chatbot. Again, this is fine, right? For customer assistance and recommendations. But I only have 1, which is AI. I need more. And then this is garbage and doesn't count. This is filled with hot dogs. This is filled with hot dogs. This doesn't tell me the non-technical reason, and this is filled with hot dogs. But my big problem with this is not the tech or that you filled it with hot dogs, though that is part of the problem. My issue is you don't tell me that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. I understand how goofy and ridiculous it sounds to do that, but you need it. Software engineers need it. Interns, specifically interns. When you graduate, you don't need that. But for an intern, I need to see this and I don't see it. So you have the right tech. Some of your bullet points are great. Again, I'm props to this. I love this right here. You don't need to do the rest of it. And this is okay, but I don't see that you can work well with others. I don't see that you can take direction and criticism. And because of that, it makes me believe that when you get here, they're going to tell you to fix something and you're going to punch the monitor and walk away. So I need that. You have the right tech, but you don't have the social skills. And the social part is critical for an intern. So show me that you can work well with others and you can take direction and criticism and fix your formatting. And you should have a very good resume that will get you a lot of interviews. But that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. If anybody needs more help, they can join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and right here on YouTube. And to my members who get access to my videos early, if anybody wants to join, they can join in the link below. But I just want to say thank you for supporting me. Your support means a lot because I'm a small channel and I could not do it without your support. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video to help you get ahead of your job search. Later.